If you're struggling with pigmentation and nothing seems to be working, one of these questions might be yours. All your comments are telling me exactly where skincare is getting confusing, so let's clear it up. So one of you asked, which one do I recommend between the Celimax Pore Plus Dark Spot Brightening Cream and the Dr. Malaxin tranexamic acid cream. Now, if you look at these two formulations, they are completely different. They feel different on the skin. One has 5% tranexamic acid, 5% niacinamide. It has another depigmentation ingredient called melasma V2, which is present at 1%, and it has ceramide NP 1%. The other one, which is Dr. Malaxin TX cream, it has got 3.5% tranexamic acid and 3.5% niacinamide. It has also ceramide NP and many other ingredients if you look at the list. Now, I have tested these two products for 30 days at different points in time, and I felt they both are equally effective. Even when tranexamic acid is present at different percentage, niacinamide is also present at different percentage. Even when Celimax has another ingredient, which is melasma V2, meant for brightening the skin, in my experience, they both gave me similar kind of benefits. The only difference I see is the texture, the skin feel. This one is moisturizing, but I feel it is not enough if you are dry skin, if you're living in dry or colder weather, if you are spending your entire day in air conditioning indoor environments and you are dry skin, this might not be enough. You need to top up with another barrier supportive or another moisturizer that sits on your skin well. However, the Dr. Malaxin tranexamic acid cream, this one feels much thicker. It feels more creamy. On my skin, in my weather, which is hot and humid, I don't reach out for it as much, only for the reason that it feels like too much on my skin in my climate. But effectiveness wise, I see both of them as equally effective. The choice depends on your skin type and on your climate. Next question is about a sunscreen that I reviewed. Retinol or this one for dark skin. Now I know even the Retinol sunscreen, their mineral formulation, the tinted formulation, it looks and feels exactly like this one. This one feels chalky and it takes time to blend. It forms like a layer on the skin. The difference I see between both of them is just the color. This one is more towards yellow. However, Retinol has more of a pink undertone. So there it's a choice. You want a pink undertone or a yellow undertone. Texture-wise, they both feel very similar. They sit well under makeup. To some people, these kinds of sunscreen might feel chalky and heavy on the skin. If you're actually looking for a natural tint, this will not give you a natural tint unless you are very close to the shade. For me, this is still a lighter shade, but somehow I can make it work, or I should say it just works. It settles after maybe 5 minutes or so. Another question someone asked for this particular sunscreen, why I would not reapply it. So I have tried reapplying it and it just looks like a lot of product on my face. It stands out too much. The tint isn't exactly a match for my skin tone, so it does look too much on my skin. And they're saying that they're confused because I told them I do not reapply this sunscreen. And the thing is that if I know that I have to step out in the sun, I will reapply. But most of the times I'm indoors in the house and I don't need enough sun protection because I'm not stepping out. And if ever I have to use the sunscreen and use it as in 2 layers, apply and reapply, I would not do that with this particular sunscreen because for my skin tone, it will be too much on my skin. The color will just look off. What I would do instead, if I have to use a tinted sunscreen while stepping out, I know I will be out in the sun for the entire day, I use a tinted sunscreen that matches very closely to my skin tone, or I will use a non-tinted sunscreen and then I prefer reapplying that during the day because the tone is very close to my skin tone and it does not look like too much product or just powder sitting on my face. Which with this particular sunscreen, you do feel like it gives you a matte finish. It feels like the product is sitting on your face. I don't see it as a product that I would like to reapply on my skin. But if you are deeper skin tone than mine, probably this might not be the right tone tint for your skin. Another question I got is how to use this one. This is a product that went viral last year. Even today, this one is in high demand. I've used this for 30 days, then I used it for 2 months at different points in time. And every time I use this, I'm always impressed. Now, how to use this? This is a retinol. It is 0.1% retinol, which is a high percentage. So if you are an experienced retinoid user, you've used retinol in the past, you've used a retinol, maybe a low percentage in the past, then go ahead and use it. Now, if you're starting this, even when you are an experienced user, I would suggest test this. Use it alternate nights, see how your skin responds, and build it gradually. Now, even when I have been using retinol for years, I would say this was very strong. I still need to be very careful with my moisturization after, whenever I was using this. So if I have to tell you just one thing to be careful about while you're using this, take care of your moisturization routine while you're on it. Let's look at the next question. Can this be paired with tretinoin? And the user is asking about this particular product. This is tranexamic acid, and they probably are using tretinoin already, and they're thinking if they can combine this with tretinoin. So I would say you can, but when you're combining these two products, tretinoin is specifically quite potent, and tranexamic acid is also. What you can do is do a patch test, probably here on your neck. Try applying both of these and see how your skin responds in the next 24 hours. If all goes well, apply the tranexamic acid first, apply a moisturizer in between, and then give it a little bit of time, maybe a few seconds, and then go in with your tretinoin and apply a moisturizer again, just to be safe, just to not irritate your skin or sensitize your skin. Let's move on to the other question, or a response rather, on the Cetaphil mineral sunscreen. Bhavna Srivastav is saying this is extremely bad and she wasted her money, and I'm so sorry. If you ask me today, you have sensitive skin and you want a mineral sunscreen that does not irritate your skin, this is still a great sunscreen in my view. Why? Because it does not sensitize your skin in any way. It does not irritate even when you have some sensitivity, something that triggered irritation on your skin. It is quite gentle and not going to irritate your irritation further. Also, another thing, I feel the expectations you keep when you are looking for a mineral sunscreen, non-tinted. So far, the only mineral sunscreens that do not leave a white cast, the non-tinted ones, are the ones that have microionized zinc oxide. I have tested two of them and they both do not leave white cast. There is one sunscreen which is from Hyphen, their mineral sunscreen SPF 50. I will link that in the description so you can check that out. That does not leave any white cast. Yes, it does make your skin look a little brighter. Probably that's the toned down version of a white cast, but it's quite manageable and it isn't really evident on your face. The other non-tinted mineral sunscreen I tried was from Prequel. Again, it settles, it does not leave any white cast, it makes the skin look pretty oily, and it was not a good fit for my weather. So when you're making an opinion about a skincare product, it depends on many factors: your skin, your expectations, your climate, and very importantly, what you are layering it with. Okay, and before I move on to the next question, I want to tell you, I see a lot of comments right now when I'm going through my community the comment section, and I see a lot of you have posted comments in the comment chain. I have said something, then you are asking something in the same chain of comments. I don't get notification, so I do not know if there is a new comment on that, and I don't reply. But if you post it as a fresh comment, and if I get a notification, I ensure that I'm responding to the comment. So just letting you know, in case you have asked me something and I haven't responded, because I can see there are a lot of comments that need answers. And let's pick some of them right now for this video. So next question I have here is, they're asking for a sunscreen for a very sensitive, oily skin, mineral sunscreen. Now, mineral sunscreens are great. I love them till the time they do not leave as much of a white cast. And if it shows up on my skin as white cast, I cover it up with a little bit of makeup. And that's a hack right there. I see a lot of people struggle with covering the white cast that comes from mineral sunscreen, unless, as I said before, if it's a mineral sunscreen with microionized zinc oxide. But since you've asked, I recommend, I don't know what I replied to this comment, but the options I will suggest here is you can try the Airfit sunscreens from Skin 1004 Madagascar range. They have two options. One is SPF 30 and the other one is SPF 50. You can also try, I highly recommend this sunscreen, although it may have a white cast issue slightly, but you can cover that up with a little bit of foundation on top. I've got on the Celimax Retinol Short Tightening Booster. A lot of people have asked, Like this one, if it helps fade stubborn dark spots, melasma, and sunspots. So if you look at how retinol work, or this particular product work, it expedites your skin shed cycle. And just because your old skin cells are shedding faster, so any pigmentation, any dark spot that's sitting on the top layer of the skin, it helps fade it faster because the cells are shedding faster than their usual rate. It is not a direct pigmentation correcting product. What it does directly, it helps improve collagen production, improves elasticity, and give you anti-aging benefits. So this could be a secondary benefit while you're using retinoids or say this particular product, but it is not its primary function. And that is all for today's video. Don't forget to check all the links in the description below. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay tuned, stay beautiful.